No, you didn't. Minivan's going past me. Yep, you can go ahead and pass me. So that right there is the Sonic. The Sonic. It was my first experience with the police on my motorcycle. I just got my motorcycle. I was on a GSXR 600. I mentioned it in a previous video and showed a picture of it. But anyway, I probably had my license 2 weeks. And my buddy was like, hey, let's go ride. We're going to go to Sonic in Dallas. I was like, okay, interesting. You know, I didn't know what bike nights were or anything. He's like, everybody just meets up and hangs out, and then some guys go and racing sometimes. And I said, well, what about the police? And he said, well, they usually come and run everybody off around 10:30, 11 o'clock. I'm like, oh, okay, they'll just run us off. You know, so I agreed to go. I went to the bike, to the bike night. I saw 2 crashes, which was interesting. People doing wheelies, and I didn't see them actually crash, but I saw their bike slide by me, which was pretty interesting. A little scary right when you first start riding and somebody crashes their bike by you. Anyway, so we left and we ended up going to the races. I don't remember exactly where it was. I think it was this place called White Swan or something like that. I don't remember. Anyway, so we're sitting there, and I'm not even on my motorcycle. I'm sitting down on the curb watching the bikes race because I wasn't experienced enough. I wasn't confident enough to get out there and race with those guys, so I was just watching. Well, everybody started screaming, the cops are here, the cops are here. So everybody starts leaving. Well, I was told that when the cops are there, they run you off. So I get on my bike, I walk up to my bike, I get on it, and I start following the crowd, you know, whatever. Next thing you know, I'm in the middle of this group of like 50 bikes, and they all turn right, and they go between this warehouse, and we're following a car. Well, the street comes to an end, and then next thing I know, I'm driving through a field, like worse than this field here. You know, the grass is probably 3, 4, 5 feet tall in some spots. Well, I kind of start panicking a little bit. I'm like, man, this is ridiculous. What are we doing? And then somebody was like, at one point I was like, well, I'm here. I might as well do this. We weren't running from them or anything, running from the cops. We were just rolling through a field and everybody stopped. Well, then somebody's like, be okay as long as the ghetto bird doesn't come out. I'm like, ghetto bird? What the hell's a ghetto bird? And I mean, not 2 minutes later, I found out what a ghetto bird was. The helicopter came out, and he was up pretty high, and he was shining his spotlight down, and he was like, oh, look, there's 1 or 2 motorcycles, here's 1 or 2 motorcycles. You know, and then he comes down, and he's about, I don't know, 15, 20 feet off the ground, 10, 15, 20 feet off the ground, whatever, and shines his light out across the field instead of down on the field. Well, when he did that, you see like 30 or 40 helmets, you know, all scattered throughout this field. It's like, man, this is ridiculous. I'm not going to jail. I didn't do anything wrong. I wasn't racing. I'm not running from the cops. This is ridiculous. So I get on my bike, and everybody's like, dude, do it, don't do it. You're crazy, don't do it. Don't you do it right here, buddy. I'm like, man, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not running from the police. I think I'd had one speeding ticket in my life up to this point. Maybe more, but either way. Nothing like this. So I get on my bike, and I go up to the cops, where the cops are. And I come around, and I think I'm 21 or 22 at the time. So I come around the corner, or come around the little tree thing in the field, and I'm like, hey guys, you know, I'm just mixed up. Well, he ends up drawing his gun on me, telling me to get off the bike. I got off the bike. He tells me to drop the bike. I'm like, hey buddy, shoot me. I'm not dropping this bike, you know. But, you know, in hindsight, one, I shouldn't have been where I was. Two, he was a little unfair in the way he treated us. I think they took out the frustrations of the fact that many motorcycles got away, that they arrested the 5 of us that said, this is stupid, we're not running from the cops. And like I said, I'm not saying I was right in doing what I was doing. I'm sure what I was doing was still breaking the law, but was it a jailable offense? I'm gonna go with no. And the fact that they told me that I was evading arrest was a little ridiculous. But you know, I was young and dumb. I didn't know. I just did what I was, you know, directed. I don't want to say directed to, but I just did what everybody else was doing. And then the court date came, and we had a public defender, which was mistake number 2. And I tell the cop, he said, I tell the attorney, he said, let me hear your story. I was like, well, I told him exactly what I just said. I told him what happened. He's like, listen, this is how it's going to go down. You're going to get out there, and you're going to have this nice press suit wearing police officer, a servant of the community, a protector of the community, telling them how you ran from the cops, and you being a 21 or 22 year old punk kid, that nobody's gonna believe you, and it's gonna be worse. So once you take this plea, you plead guilty, and then you'll get probation. I'm like, okay, whatever. I can't fight it. I don't have any money, so I'm just gonna have to do what this guy tells me. Well, it turns out one of my other buddies that got arrested the same night, his attorney, public defender, did not advise him this way, and he advised him a little differently, and he got off scot-free. The arresting officer wasn't the officer that, you know, observed the racing. We didn't evade arrest, which is ridiculous. But anyway, so I know not all cops are bad, but a lot of times the motorcyclists out there make the cops see us in a little bit different light than we should be. You know, I just went and saw the movie Straight Outta Compton, which was, I loved it. I thought it was amazing. I grew up with the music, and I knew the story, but I didn't know the insides of the story. It was just a really, really good movie, really well made. But anyway, that's not what this is about. But in that movie, they did talk about police brutality and Rodney King and stereotyping, and it was just, it's crazy that it happens. And it's not near as bad as it used to be with the media types that we have, with the Facebook and the cell phones that record, and Twitter and all these, the GoPros. It doesn't happen quite as much as it used to, but it still happens. But that doesn't mean all cops are bad, so think about that next time you're out driving crazy and a cop gets behind you. That just don't, if you don't want to go to jail, don't put yourself in a position to go to jail. So anyway, that's it. Just wanted to share that just because I was running through Dallas and I saw that Sonic where it all started for me. Almost lost my job for it too. Or I almost lost my job over it. It was a pretty bad time. So anyway, check you guys later. Please like and subscribe, share the video if you want, comment, let me know what you think, let me know if you want to see something different, let me know what you think about the new camera angle. Anyway, talk to you guys later.